A slight chance for morning showers will become mostly sunny with a high of 70 degrees. Sunday, sunny and mild with a high of 75 degrees. Monday will be sunny and mild with a high of 78 degrees. And Tuesday will be partly cloudy and mild with a chance of showers and a high of 74 degrees. Right now, Mass at 63, in Green Bay it's 55, in Waukesha it's 56, and right here in Milwaukee it's 46 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. A deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Hello there. Happy Friday Eve, as we say. Welcome to What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee on this Thursday night. Glad to be with you for a couple hours to celebrate culture and creativity in Wisconsin and around the world. And tonight, what about Mother's Day weekend? Have you made your plans? Welcoming your suggestions. The Sighting Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620. Have you made plans? Are you looking for plans? Let me help you be a resource. 855-616-1620. Love to know what you are doing. I do have some suggestions. We've got some theater, comedy, concerts happening in our area, and a couple of concert announcements, both local for live music and also Summerfest announced some new bands. So I will update you on those, how you can get your hands on yet another souvenir from the Deep Thought abandoned boat. I know, the window's about to close on that, but there are some people who might still be amused at getting their hands on a souvenir. And going to play a game in about half an hour called Milwaukee or Nay. It's going to be a fun game to win free tickets to see Super Duper Alice Cooper next week, Wednesday night at the Miller High Life Theater. If you would like to win free tickets and have some fun, be here about 6:35 for Milwaukee or Nay to test your knowledge and win those free tickets. Could be a great Mother's Day gift. Like I said, we'll update you on Summerfest announcements and other music, and just have a nice time tonight. And I know a lot of people were live streaming at their desks and on TV to see the white smoke that came out at 11:15, and there was a ripple of excitement around here in the newsroom, as you can imagine, and eyes on monitors and keeping track of things and phone calls being made, especially when we found out that Pope Leo XIV is a man from Chicago. Wild to have the first American pope. 1.4 billion Catholics are looking to him now. But it really, I enjoyed watching it in real time. I enjoyed hearing the bells and just the pageantry of seeing thousands and thousands of people in St. Peter's Square awaiting, and the anticipation and the huge curtains that they would pull back, waiting to come out on the balcony. So we've all been part of history today as a new pope is announced, Pope Leo XIV. And I also find I'm excited to learn more also about this whole process. But, being a guy from Chicago, I've heard conflicting views. Grew up on the south side of Chicago, and whether or not he's a Cubs fan, because being a Cubs fan on the south side would make you pretty tough, or if he's a White Sox fan. So not that that's important. It is just funny to be able to relate more to a person who's the Pope as opposed to Pope Francis was from Argentina, so it felt very distant. So here's a pope who's from the Midwest and also a Villanova graduate. Can you imagine how proud and what the Marquette campus and what the city would be doing if the new pope was a Marquette University alumnus from a Jesuit university? It would be, I know there'd be a ripple of excitement. There'd be some carillon bells going on here, too. So it's going to be interesting now when we play Villanova in the Big East, we being Marquette, me being a Marquette alum. So just interesting to have those local threads tied to now this world leader. So as we look forward, let me know what you want to do this weekend with Yo Mama. Sighting Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. I'll be keeping an eye on that screen and also on the phones. And why not take Mom out for a live theater experience this weekend? Join me in wishing break a leg to some local casts and crews and some visiting performers and get some good ideas to take Mom next on What's on Tap.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve Scavini with a special announcement. My dream of visiting my 50th state, Hawaii, is going to come true in November of 2026. And I'm inviting all you WTMJ fans to join me. Fox World Travel has created an incredible 3-island itinerary, which includes Oahu, the Big Islands of Hawaii and Maui. We'll visit Pearl Harbor, Hawaii Volcanoes National Park, and a Kona coffee plantation. And you know how much I love coffee. We'll enjoy a luau on the Big Island, visit the Maui Aquatic Center. It's an active itinerary, but includes plenty of free time, too. My wife, Kathy, and I would love to have you join us on this WTMJ listener trip. By the way, P.S., I'm planning a unique way to commemorate this accomplishment. More details on that soon. To get more information or make a reservation, join me and my wife, Kathy. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO. Don't miss out on the early booking discount. Best of Hawaii. Join us with Steve Scavidi, Kathy Scavidi, Rose Gray. Call today.
70 years ago, the Blaine brothers founded Blaine's Farm and Fleet as one of the nation's first retail stores to sell goods at a discount. And we've helped supply Midwest farms and families with quality products at unbeatable prices ever since. Like assorted Milwaukee hand tools, just $14.99. 25-ounce cans of ProZap insect spray, $21.99. Plus, we've lowered our prices throughout the store, so you can find the value you need to do things your way. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Hey there, I'm Sandy Maxx, ready for more fun, more friendships, more adventures. It's time to become a Girl Scout. Girl Scouts of Wisconsin Southeast helps girls build courage, confidence, and character, all while making a difference in their communities. With the extended year membership, girls can join now and enjoy up to 5 extra months of fun. Visit www.gswise.org and join the adventure today.
If you missed this,
Can you talk about how often officers are ending up at schools and how difficult those situations are?
3,100 calls a school year. It was about 17 calls a day.
or this,
Handpicking the press pool. What are your thoughts on that?
I have many, as you might imagine. I've been in the press pool covering the White House, the greatest privilege of my repertorial life.
Catch up on the Wisconsin's Afternoon News podcast at WTMJ.com, presented by Dave Draycamp Heating.
you're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
The world's greatest showman to get you psyched up for theater. Well, just performances on stage around Wisconsin as we get into the weekend. Thursday's one of those days where you're kind of sussing out what your obligations are, what your errands are, and what you want to do. And it's going to be lovely weather. I think you're going to want to get out and about or reward yourself after doing some spring cleaning. So it's time to break a leg to these performers and consider some of these options maybe as an entertainment option to take your mom out for Mother's Day weekend. First of all, who doesn't like to laugh? You can use a good laugh. And I just think this comedian's name is funny. Wishing break a leg to Randy Feltface. Now, I've heard of this comedian, and when I was at the Fringe Festival in Edinburgh a few years ago, I remember seeing posters for Randy Feltface, an Australian puppet comedian known for his energetic performances. I was a little worried to encourage you to go see Randy Feltface because I was like, I don't know if he's maybe blue or lewd, especially if you want to take your mom. So turns out he's just full of high energy, maybe even a little weird, but supposedly a lot of fun. You can see Randy Feltface at the Skyline Comedy Club tomorrow night and Saturday for 2 performances. Also wish and break a leg to a Chicago fella. Pat McGann, comedian, is back in Milwaukee. You might have seen him open for Sebastian Maniscalco when that was last fall when Sebastian Maniscalco was in town. Pat McGann will be here on his own, Turner Hall Ballroom, on Saturday night. So break a leg, Pat. And he was a guest on What's on Tap last fall. Nice fella. And I've had a chance to work with him a couple times. And for the concerts, wishing, it's funny to wish a band break a leg. I don't know. I always want to wish them break a guitar string or something, but I'll say break a leg to Jimmy Eat World. They will be on stage tomorrow night at the Rave at the Eagles Club. You know, they played the middle. You'd know Jimmy Eat World if you heard them. Upbeat, good energy there. And also for you alternative 80s fans like me, break a leg to Gang of Four. They're playing at Turner Hall Ballroom tomorrow night. Post-punk, very influential band. And for you Beatles fans, aha, just like me. There's a band, there's an entire spectacle show called Rain, a tribute to the Beatles, celebrating the music of the Beatles and sights and sounds of the band. And that is tomorrow night at Marcus Performing Arts Center's Eline Hall. And why not enjoy the Madison Symphony Orchestra. Wishing break a leg to the Madison Symphony Orchestra for their performances of Gershwin tomorrow night and actually all weekend, tomorrow, Saturday, and a Sunday matinee at Overture Hall in Madison. Think of all the great George Gershwin songs. You'll want to hum along and sing along to the Madison Symphony Orchestra. And also on stage, this sounds like a lot of fun, One Night in Memphis. Break a leg to the cast and crew performing. It's a tribute show. Yes, Elvis Presley, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash. That's Sunday at the Fox Cities Performing Arts Center. Be a fun mom outing Sunday night. And also, if that sounds good, you're like, hold on, Elvis, Johnny Cash, Carl Perkins, and Jerry Lee Lewis. You can see another performance right here in Milwaukee. Break a leg to the cast and crew of $1 Million Quartet. I got a chance to see this a couple weeks ago on opening night. It's put on by the Milwaukee Repertory Theater, but they're using space at the Marcus Performing Arts Center while the Reps renovations continue. So it's in the Wilson Theater at Vogel Hall. You enter right there on the Riverwalk. $1 Million Quartet is a slice of life. It is that one night at Sun Studios where Elvis, Carl Perkins, Jerry Lee Lewis, and Johnny Cash did all get together and had a recording session. And you're there, kind of fly on the wall to see what it was like and how they interacted and maybe what some of the jealousies were. And the fellow who plays Jerry Lee Lewis is so fun. And the great thing about the cast of $1 Million Quartet at the Rep is they're not impersonators, but they really have the essence of what all of these musicians, all these musical legends were like. Because, you can't kind of do Johnny Cash. That's a presence. So it's really a lot of fun. It's on stage through May 24th. And it's directed by Laura Braza, who I think has a real way of capturing music and including it in performances, because she also directed the Reps' Romeo and Juliet, which had Appalachian music as part of it. So $1 Million Quartet by the Rep, I can recommend that for some fun. Also, want to break a leg for closing weekend at Milwaukee Chamber Theater to the cast and crew of Top Dog Underdog. This is it's being called a modern classic, and it's one of those shows I've been wanting to see. I'm trying to figure out if I can fit it in my schedule before it closes on Sunday. DeMonte Henning, who's an exceptional talent here in Milwaukee, not only on stage, but also as a director and also as a creative director behind Black Arts MKE. But Anthony Fleming, the third, also on stage. And this is a Pulitzer Prize winning drama play, also won the Tony Award for Best Revival of a Play just a couple years ago. And I'm entertained that the name of the characters are brothers Lincoln and Booth are dealing with each other. And, sibling rivalry creates its own drama. So if you want to see Top Dog Underdog, I get the impression tickets are selling well for this. It's Milwaukee Chamber Theater, and they're right there at the Broadway Theater Center in the 3rd Ward. Closing weekend, Top Dog Underdog. And it's also closing weekend for a musical at Sunset Playhouse. Break a leg to the cast and crew of The Grand Hotel. I feel like if you like Downton Abbey, this could be your thing. It's a musical set in the 1920s, but in a luxurious Berlin hotel. And as they kind of interact and go back and forth in this beautiful lobby with great music. I've heard the choreography is great. And, again, those interpersonal interactions that come with ambition and romance and danger and glitz and glam. So the Grand Hotel musical at Sunset Playhouse closing weekend. I think that sounds like a good one to take mom to. Or also a kind of on the lavish side. Not a musical, but an Agatha Christie mystery. Murder on the Orient Express is on stage at the Fireside Theater in Fort Atkinson. And that's going through the month of May, but maybe it's a good trip to take this weekend. Also, break a leg to the cast and crew at Next Act Theater of Circle Mirror Transformation. And if you want to get to know this show better, catch up on the What's on Tap podcast. I was able to have actors Tammy Workington and Reese Madigan in to talk about it's the opposite of a musical. It's a really thoughtful, relatable show, but it really focuses on language and the pauses in a conversation where sometimes you're thinking of what to say, and that pause alone says a whole lot. So Circle Mirror Transformation goes through May 18th at Next Act Theater. And one more break a leg to wish to the cast and crew of The Last 5 Years. It is a musical at the Reps Stackner Cabaret, and it's another podcast you can catch up on What's on Tap, because we had Grace Bobber, one of the 2 stars of The Last 5 Years, here in the studio, and she's also a musician. She used to be in Kids from Wisconsin. Really lovely young lady, a great talent, and she really brightened the studio, really. But last 5 years goes through May 18th at the Stackner Cabaret at the Milwaukee Rep. So some options for Mother's Day entertainment this weekend. Wishing break a leg to everyone. And we have a concert announcement to share with you next on What's on Tap.
We've all experienced that feeling of lacing up a brand new pair of shoes.
And for some reason, it always felt like new shoes made you run faster, jump higher, and of course, look better.
Yeah, it was almost magical.
A brand new set of tires on your car or truck will instantly give you that same magical feeling.
Courtney, I couldn't agree with you more. A new set of treads always makes your vehicle look better, but more importantly, allows you to stop faster and grip the road a whole lot better.
Which is necessary when the weather is bad and driving conditions are poor. You'll appreciate having the extra traction.
Remember, there isn't a tire brand on the planet we can't get.
Everything from Goodyear Continental and Kelly to Dunlop General and Pirelli. If we sell it, we install it.
Plus, every tire we sell automatically comes with free flat tire repair. So be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Accurate Basement Repair and Capital Heating and Cooling. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
At Erickson's Landscape Supply, we have durable, maintenance-free polywood patio furniture and #1 grade treated natural pine Amish-made patio furniture. And we also have a wonderful assortment of concrete benches, statues, and fountains available in a selection you just gotta see to believe. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less, plus a whole lot more. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection or stop on in today. He told us to load 4 yards into his 8-foot bed, but we knew that 3 full, honestly measured yards were going to fill his truck bed to the rim. After we proved that, he told us the other guys had been telling him he's been getting 4 yards in there for years. Honest measurements and honest folks who just want to do you right. So you come back. Erickson's Landscape Supply, high-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
And we'll never be royal. It's a run in our blood. That kind of luck's just ain't for us. We crave a different kind of
Her name is Lord. Oh, what a stark, impactful song. And that was how pretty much everyone got to know Lord from New Zealand. And she was really young at the time when she broke out. Gosh, was she like 16? And now she's her own artistic performer. Heck, she was even at the Met Gala just earlier this week. I feel like you've arrived if you're at that level. So she's 28 now, still performing, and has a new album coming out called Virgin, coming out on June 27th. And she's been making some buzz. The last time I heard her in the news, might have been last week, she had announced on her social media, like, hey, everybody, I'm going to be in Washington Square Park in New York. Come on over. I'm going to perform a concert. And New York City authorities were having none of it. You don't have a permit. You can't do it. But she wound up showing up and at least like meeting fans and hanging out with them, which as such a music fan myself, I like that. It means like she respects her fans, and I dig that. Well, good news. Lorde announced today she's coming to Milwaukee. And she's really, according to my research, only ever played in Wisconsin, right here in Milwaukee, twice. Back in 2014 at the BMO Harris Pavilion on a September night, and at the Bradley Center in 2018. So she'll be back, and circle your calendar for Lorde on October 10th at UW Milwaukee Panther Arena. And I'm doing my research here. Yes, it is her first concert since 2018, so almost 10 years ago. And she's going to be back. UW Milwaukee Panther Arena, October 10th. Opening for her the Japanese House and Empress of. And she's been working with one of the collaborators with Bon Iver named Jim E. Stack, and co-produced her new album that's coming out. Going to be interesting. So you're now the first to know. And if you want to get tickets for Lorde, got to wait. Usually I say tickets go on sale Friday. They're going to be on sale next Friday, May 16th. So it gives you a little bit of time to plan. And hey, maybe your mom is a huge Lorde fan. I keep trying to find ways for you to get in good with your mom. I have suggestions. If you have suggestions, feel free to share. Maybe you have an annual tradition that you do with your mom or for your mom. How are you honoring your mom or planning to? Or if you're scraping for plans, I'm here to help. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line 855-616-1620, 855-616-1620. And this wasn't the only music announcement today. Coming up in the next half hour, I will catch you up on, well, actually, before 8 o'clock, I'll catch up on a whole lot of music announcements. There were some other, we love our festivals here in Milwaukee. The Big Gig announced more bands added to their hundreds of Summerfest bands. So I will update you on some of the newest bands that they announced today. And free festivals in our Milwaukee County parks. There's a county park that announced their Monday free music series and also their Wednesday free music series. So I'm just itching. This weekend's weather is going to be so nice. It's going to be such a nice taste for getting out and about to enjoy music. And what is coming up just after the news, your chance to win free Alice Cooper tickets, who will be at Miller High Life Theater on May 14th. We're going to play Milwaukee or Nay is the basically a true or false game that we're going to play for fun. So make sure you have that Siding Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line number handy, 855-616-1620, so you can play that game and maybe we can treat you to free Alice Cooper tickets. And also, I know we've been talking about Deep Thought. Everybody was looking at it. Some people are tired of it. But if you know somebody in your life who's like, oh man, I wish I could have gotten a piece of the boat. Well, we have official collectibles to tell you about. So stay with me here on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. I am Sandy Maxx, happy to be hanging out with you on this Thursday night. And now we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Sean Brinda.
Thanks, Sandy. A trial date is set for former Milwaukee City Attorney Tierman Spencer. He'll stand trial on October 27th for one felony count of misconduct in a public office and one misdemeanor count of obstructing an officer. He's accused of using his power as city attorney to prevent the Department of Neighborhood Services from performing inspections and assessments on a property where he stored cars. If convicted, Spencer could face more than 4 years in prison and fines up to $20,000. And more leadership changes at Kohl's. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel reports board member Christine Day has resigned just days before a shareholder meeting where she was nominated for re-election. This comes after the board fires CEO Ashley Buchanan and former board chair Michael Bender became interim CEO. The board will now vote on 8 members instead of 10 on Wednesday. And elevated fire danger and a frost advisory. The Milwaukee Fire Department highly recommends avoiding outdoor burning until conditions improve. Gusty winds, dry vegetation, and even a few days between rain can create hazardous conditions. Meanwhile, the National Weather Service has issued a frost advisory from 1 a.m. to 8 p.m. for most southeastern counties except Milwaukee. Sensitive outdoor plants can die if left uncovered tonight. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic, we got one incident on the road. Disabled vehicle on the ramp from North Avenue to I-43 South. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin. All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight will be clear and cold. Frost is likely with a low of 32 degrees inland. Friday, we'll get a slight chance for some morning showers. It'll become mostly sunny with a high of 70 degrees. Sunday will be sunny and mild with a high of 75 degrees. Monday will be sunny and mild with a high of 78 degrees. And Tuesday will be partly cloudy and mild with a chance of showers and a high of 74 degrees. Right now in Green Bay, it's 54. In Waukesha, it's 54. Right here in Milwaukee, it's 46 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 6:31.
Join Trees on the Move this weekend from 9 to 4 for our annual Mother's Day sale with savings up to 30% on selected nursery stock. Maples, linden, birch, ornamental trees, flowering crab, and all varieties of evergreens. There's over 20,000 trees to choose from. Our landscape architects will be on hand to answer all of your patio, retaining wall, and backyard questions. Call 262-679-5200 for more info or see treesonthemove.com.
From planning to planting, Trees on the Move.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. We didn't write the headline. The Wall Street Journal did. The days of set and forget investing just ended for many Americans. Market shifts, economic uncertainty, and global unrest. It's a wake-up call. No doubt, standard financial advice is to avoid making rash decisions during market turmoil, and we're totally on board with that. But retirement planning isn't a set-it-and-forget-it process anymore. That's where Annex Wealth Management comes in. As fee-only fiduciaries, we craft personalized financial, retirement, estate, and tax plans that adapt as needed and put your goals first always. Already with another firm, but getting the feeling you're lost in the shuffle or they just can't keep up? A second opinion could be the smartest move you could make. If you're managing it yourself, we'll fill in the gaps with professional precision. You work hard to build your future. Don't leave it to chance. Put a pro on your side. Get a proactive plan from a fee-only fiduciary. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite. Head to annexwealth.com and click the Get Started button.
Healthy joints, healthy lifestyle. Vince Vitrano for Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. Arthritis, injuries, wear and tear, common joint issues that keep you from doing what you love. At OAW, a visit to the doctor doesn't always mean surgery. Everyone is different. Surgeons, nurses, physical therapists work together to come up with a plan for you. Maybe it's PT, medication, injection, and if you do need surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, there is a difference. Book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
A Brewers group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. Whether it's a birthday party, anniversary, or bachelor party, baseball is better with a group. Grab your crew of just 15 or more for an event you won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Plus, get set up with customizable tailgate spaces, seating blocks in your favorite location at American Family Field, and much more. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Just sit right back and you'll hear a tale of a fateful trip that started from this tropic point aboard this tiny ship.
It was a fateful trip. I'm Sandy Maxx talking about the SS Minnow that we've had on our beach for a while. The Deep Thought. And now there's a wide open space on the beach where Deep Thought had been marooned since October when a couple from Mississippi went to Manitowoc, bought the retirement boat of their dreams. Thought, you know what, we're going to float this baby all the way down the Mississippi River home, and this is how we're going to retire. Well, bless their hearts, they hit a storm, didn't manage the storm well, wound up beaching their boat, and left it for us. Now, that's where the drama will continue. Believe me, the city and the county and the towing company, we're going to be finding out who's paying for the cleanup of all this. But this Deep Thought boat went through phases. I heard Vince Vitrano on Wisconsin's Morning News talking about this earlier, too. It's like it did go in waves of, no pun intended, being on a beach, coming in waves of being an eyesore and an annoyance to, oh, hey, this is this fun thing that people like to take pictures with and be creative and put graffiti on and dance on and get photos. And then, oh, how long is it going to be here? But wait, now that you're moving it, we're going to miss it. So it did come and go in these waves of affection, but it did bring our community together. And as everybody watched it finally get hauled off over the rocks on the beach, now what's going to happen to the boat is also a big question. And Alderman Peter Bergelis joined me yesterday because I had heard that he had a piece of the boat. And I was like, well, is he going to make a coffee table? What does he have? Well, it turns out that Bergelis reached out to Jerry Salvage and was like, hey, you've already dismantled some of the boat. What do you got? Can I come see it? So on a Saturday morning, traded them some coffee for some tool time, borrowed a saw and cut off some of the boat. And he has an idea for public art. He was able to hack off a pretty big chunk of what they call the flybridge of the boat. This is how Peter Bergelis explains this portion.
The console where the steering wheel was, that photo of the bench, I couldn't fit that in my truck, but it's far too big. But I thought, it really could make a really nice bench for a Milwaukee County bus stop, or maybe even something in Milwaukee County parks.
Wow.
Perhaps a memento right there where Deep Thought was, where people could sit back and remember our tumultuous winter and the 3-hour tour boat that lasted 7 months.
Alderman Peter Bergelis, which I was surprised by his answer yesterday on What's on Tap, because I thought he was going to make it part of like his breakfast nook or something, but he really does want to support the Milwaukee County Parks and use this again as a way to bring people together if you've got to wait for the bus. So I thought that was really interesting. So we will follow along with this, but if you are having some sort of, withdrawal of deep thought and you wish you had something, well, if you remember a couple of weeks ago, our friends at the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum, they released a Deep Thought bobblehead that has, the base looks like it's on the beach and it's graffitied up. Well, they're no slackers. They're still on this pop culture moment here in Milwaukee. The National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum have released a brand new bobblehead that you can graffiti up yourself. It is a paint your own bobble and it's on little springs, but now you can get your own and put your own graffiti on it. Go Pack Go, whatever you want to put on it, which I thought was pretty clever. And these are collectibles. They are limited edition, little replicas of the 33-foot vandalized vessel is how they refer to it from the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum. One unique Milwaukee establishment honoring another unique temporary landmark. So check out the National Bobblehead Hall of Fame and Museum's website. It's bobbleheadhall.com. Maybe it's a perfect gift for Mother's Day. You just don't know. But rest in peace, Deep Thought. I think we're all pretty ready to put it to bed. But it's definitely been a highlight of the year so far. Who would like to have a highlight of their year? Rocking out with super duper Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper, Mr. Milwaukee, is going to be back in Milwaukee next Wednesday, performing live at the Miller High Life Theater. I'm telling you, it is a bucket list show. If you want to be there, let's play a game. Milwaukee or nay? Call in. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line is 855-616-1620. Callers 6 and 7 will get to play a game with us. Talk to Brian Kelly, producer. Be nice to him. He's got his eyeliner on. Don't make him get out his boa constrictors and snakes and his cane. But call in Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. We'll play Milwaukee, yay or nay, for your chance to win free tickets to see Alice Cooper May 14th at Miller High Life Theater. Let's have some fun on What's on Tap.
For those with a warm weather fashion passion, try St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores, because that's where you'll find a vast array of men's, women's, girls, and boys' warm weather apparel at the friendliest prices. So many choices, and at such a value. You can fill the closet without draining your wallet. Shop warm weather fashions at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Hey, I'm Sandy Maxx, here to tell you about incredible career opportunities with my friends at 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities in Dousman. I've met residents, I've met staff members. It is such a good community vibe there. And 3 Pillars is rated the top senior living community in Wisconsin for yet another year. The ratings just came out from U.S. News and World Report, and it's also a certified great place to work. They're hiring caregivers within their assisted living and memory care communities. Full and part-time, day or evening shifts, starting at $20 per hour. You could get more based on experience and on shifts. The best part, you will make a difference in the lives of others every day at 3 Pillars. Go to 3pillars.org and click on the Careers tab to learn more.
Welcome back to Ask Hasselus. I'm Weston. What's your question?
I'm a numerologist. What's your favorite number?
48. Because right now at Hassellus Mattress, you get 48 months interest-free financing on all Tempur-Pedic and Beautyrest Black mattresses.
The number 48 is associated with stability.
Like the stability and comfort of Tempur-Pedic.
Abundance.
Like the abundance of sleep you'll get with a Beautyrest Black mattress from Hassellus.
Prosperity and wealth.
Because you get a $300 MasterCard gift card with your purchase.
The number 48 is a sign that you have chosen the right path in life.
Just like choosing your favorite Tempur-Pedic or Beautyrest Black mattress at Hassellus without commission-hungry salespeople breathing down your neck.
Really?
Yes.
Do you deliver?
Free next-day delivery.
I think 48 may be my favorite number, too.
Enjoy 48 months interest-free financing on Tempur-Pedic and Beautyrest Black at Hassellus Mattress. Find an employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
I'm here to help. This is your WTMJ Fix-It Show host, David Nason, with expert advice for our listeners. If you're dealing with leaks, stains, or cracks in your basement, it's time to call my trusted friends at Accurate Basement Repair. And you know what? You'll get a free expert evaluation on me. You just tell them David Nason, the Fix-It guy, told me to call. Don't let basement issues mess up your home. Trust Accurate Basement Repair to get the job done right. And again, that's Accurate Basement Repair, 414-744-6900 or accuratebasementrepair.com.
At Big Fish Contracting, we want every home project to be a good story worth sharing. That's why we as a team aim to exceed your expectations. We can improve any aspect of your home. Everything from a complex remodel to the essential roof, gutters, siding, and windows. Integrity, humility, and kindness are why we've grown in southeastern Wisconsin for the last 2 decades. Visit bigfishcontracting.com to learn how Big Fish is renovating homes and redeeming an industry.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Alice Cooper. He has just such a presence when he comes on stage, much less the spectacle that he brings with him. Alice Cooper, Too Close for Comfort. The shock rocker returns May 14th to Miller High Life Theater, and this is your chance to win free tickets. And looking for another contender for my Milwaukee yay or nay game, we're going to play, ask you some questions, and see if we can get a winner to go see Alice Cooper for free. If you think about it, Alice Cooper really is the godfather of shock rock. He pioneered a grandly theatrical brand of hard rock designed to shock, but really truly entertain. And he's got his own brand of rock psychodrama to fans old and new. And you can tell he's enjoying it as much as the fans are. And if you go all the way back, Alice Cooper was born in Detroit, Michigan, and now lives out west, moved to Phoenix with his family. And the Alice Cooper Band formed while they were all in high school in Phoenix. And he was discovered in 1969 by Frank Zappa in Los Angeles. That's where he signed them to his record label. So leaning all the way into the weird early, and their collaboration with Bob Ezrin, who was a young producer at the time, led to the breakthrough third album, Love It to Death, which hit the charts in 1971. Killer, Schools Out, Billion Dollar Babies, Muscle of Love, all great albums, and each new album release had a bigger and more elaborate touring stage show. So now you know Alice Cooper's in a rhythm and can do it right. Don't miss Alice Cooper. May 14th, Miller High Life Theater. You can get your tickets at pabstheatergroup.com. I'm going to say it. My mom and I would have a great time at Alice Cooper. So if that's the way your mom rolls too, why not? So, but let's play Milwaukee or nay. Let's have some fun. Who is our first contestant, Brian?
Our first contestant is Cindy from West Bend.
Hi, Cindy. Have you ever seen Alice Cooper before?
No, I haven't.
Oh, you're going to.
I had, but
I would love to treat
the
you
guy
to.
that cut my hair loved Alice Cooper. That's all he talked about.
So your hairdresser is a big fan. Now you can go see what all the fuss is about. All right, we're going to play a game. Let's see who your opponent, who your contender is.
All right, we have Randy from Oak Creek.
Hi, Randy. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm going to make one of you very, very happy. Have you seen Alice Cooper in concert before?
I have not, but I did have tickets, and unfortunately, a few years back, I had to give them away because something came up that night, and I couldn't make it.
Ah!
So this would be great.
Well, excellent. Well, I hope I can get one of you first-timers there to see Alice Cooper. All right, here's how we're going to play. We'll go with Cindy first, and it's basically true or false. But I'm going to ask you a question. I'm asking you 5 questions, Cindy, and you're going to say Milwaukee if it's yes, and nay if it's no. Simple enough, right?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Your first question. Alice Cooper's real name is Vincent Furnier.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Absolutely. Alice Cooper legally changed his name to Alice Cooper in 1975. Yes or no? Yay, Milwaukee or nay? We got to go quick.
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
Absolutely correct. And next, the name of Alice Cooper's first album as a solo artist is Welcome to My Nightmare. You got to be quicker,
No.
Cindy.
Nay.
Oh.
Milwaukee.
No.
Oh,
It is.
Summer.
You're a little shock if you get it wrong. All right, you got 2 out of 3 so far. Your next question is Alice Cooper brings a python on stage during his concerts.
Milwaukee.
It's a boa constrictor. And in the 70s, he named it Julius Squeezer. All right. Cindy, your last question. Alice Cooper explained Milwaukee's history to Wayne and Garth in the comedy movie Wayne's World.
Milwaukee.
Well, I was going to say, and what year? Oh, my gosh. Hold on. I wrote the question wrong. How do I... Okay, here we go. The question is, Wayne's World premiered in 1990. Milwaukee, yay or nay?
Milwaukee.
Unfortunately, it premiered in 1992. But you got 2 out of 5 right, Cindy. So you got 2 out of 5. All right. Randy, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
All right. Before becoming Alice Cooper, his band was named Vinny and the Venoms. Randy, got to make it quick.
Milwaukee.
Got to shock you on that one. Alice Cooper's first band before becoming Alice Cooper was the Spiders.
Oh.
That's all right. Next, Golf Monster is the name of Alice Cooper's autobiography.
Milwaukee.
You are absolutely correct. The full title is Golf Monster, a rock and roller's 12 steps to becoming a golf addict. Next, Alice Cooper's father was an auto mechanic.
Milwaukee.
Believe it or not, Alice Cooper's dad was a preacher.
Oh, that's right. I knew that.
That's all right. Pressure's on. All right. October 1st, 2021 was official Alice Cooper Day in Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
I am proud to say, yes, it was, because I had a hand in making that happen. And I'm going to tell you, backstage, when we gave him the plaque, Alice Cooper was absolutely touched. And he told his manager, he said, take that. We're going to put that on the wall at home. I was like, I got to think he's got plenty of stuff on the wall. All right. This could, if you don't get this one right, we're going to have to go to the tie-breaking lightning round, Randy. Are you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Alice Cooper is inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Milwaukee.
Absolutely correct. You got 3 of 5. Just beaten Cindy of West Bend. Cindy, thank you so much for playing along. And I still say don't miss out on Alice Cooper. PabsTheaterGroup.com.
Thank you.
You'll be glad you did. Thanks for playing, Cindy.
Thanks.
And
It was fun.
Oh, good. And you'll hear Alice Cooper next, so keep the radio turned up. And Randy in Oak Creek, congratulations to you. You have won a pair of tickets to see Alice Cooper. You were kind and reprioritized and gave your last pair away. Now you actually get to see Alice Cooper at Miller High Life Theater next Wednesday, May 14th. Congratulations, Randy. And next, the song you need to hear, another classic track by super duper Alice Cooper. Next on What's on Tap.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Josh Albrecht here.
And I'm also Josh Albrecht. Join us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on 620 WTMJ for Joshin' Around Milwaukee.
We're diving into the best of what makes this city great. Local events, hidden gems, and of course, everything Milwaukee.
It's your inside look at what's happening around town, places to visit, people to meet, and stories you won't want to miss.
Catch us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. right here on 620 WTMJ and find extended episodes and content on visitmilwaukee.org. Let's get Joshin' around.
Two Joshes are better than one.
When we're out in your town, come say hi as we broadcast live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
Anytime you hear us when we're on the road, you can find us live from our brand new mobile studio.
Whether it be Summerfest, EAA, Opening Day, Air and Water Show, wherever we may be.
You can see us on the radio, live from the Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
We are Wisconsin's radio station.
News Radio 620 WTMJ.
In 1964, we were making strides towards space travel.
Mary Poppins was the #1 movie in theaters.
And the Beatles were taking America by storm.
Which was long before I was born.
Facts. 1964 is also the year it all started for Richland's Tire and Service Centers. 60 years of continuous growth and more happy customers than you can shake a stick at.
Okay, the streamers are a bit overkill. It's just us in the studio.
All right. But it's important to know accomplishments like these aren't possible without a dedicated team. So hats off to them and our founder, my dad, Dick Mitchke, for understanding the importance of customer focus.
Facts. There's no 60 years of anything without you, the customer, which is why our focus will remain on you and only you for years to come.
Thank you from all of us here at Richland's Tire and Service Centers.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
You know the voice.
Fly ball, right field, out of here!
You know the iconic calls.
Fly ball, deep right! Back to back!
And you know he's our Brewers 360 guest on Wisconsin's Morning News. Every Wednesday at 8:45, it's Brewers broadcaster Jeff Levering. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting. You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ. And now, feast your ears. This is the song you need to hear.
Most blokes are going to be playing at 10. These go to 11.
Alice Cooper returns to the good land on Wednesday, May 14th, performing at Miller High Life Theater. I highly recommend seeing the spectacle in all of its joy with the guillotine, with the snakes, and even the huge Frankenstein. And Alice Cooper fully dressed in top hat and eyeliner and singing one of his classics like this one, No More Mr. Nice Guy by Alice Cooper, is the song you need to hear on What's on Tap.
I used to be such a sweet, sweet thing to live. place to hide. I went to church incognito when everybody
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Do you have a clear advertising message that assures your potential customers will choose your business over others when they need your goods or services? Will you have time to nurture it so it stays interesting? Can you buy media effectively and cheap enough so that your business stays top of mind? You're a business owner, and we understand how busy you are. And that's why we do these very things to help our clients gain market share and grow their business. Anderson-Smith.com. We help small budget advertisers get better results. Making a big advertising budget work? To us, that's easy. We feel that our ability to make small advertising budgets work in a big way truly demonstrates we really do know what we're doing. And that's why we should talk. We'll take your advertising budget, put it to work, and if history tells us anything, it will be the best investment in your business that you've ever made. Go to Anderson-Smith.com, email me, and I'll call you in short order. Because small or big budget, we help advertisers get better results.
Hey, it's Mother's Day weekend. Where would you be without your mom? WTMJ's John Mercure here. Get your mother out of the kitchen and into the Mine Shaft restaurant in Hartford, the area's most affordable Mother's Day dining destination. The Mother's Day brunch is all you can eat. It's a feast, and it's under $25, far less than what you'll pay elsewhere. Kids and grandkids under 3, they eat for free. And they can safely play in the world-class game room quietly tucked away from the dining area while you finish up. The Mine Shaft is super family-friendly. The Wednesday and Friday fish fry is all you can eat, just $7.99. That's right, $7.99. Mom's going to love that. Your mother's Saturday steak or prime rib dinner is under $25. Restaurant inflation is everywhere, but not at the Mine Shaft in downtown Hartford and Oshkosh. The Wednesday and Friday all-you-can-eat fish fry is $7.99. Call and reserve your Mother's Day table, MineshaftRestaurant.com. It's big food. It's big fun. It's the amazing Mine Shaft. Check out the Mine Shaft today.
The new fractured boulders we now have in stock are really nice. They're squarer and more rectangular in shape, and they're great for building dry-laid retaining walls. They're much easier to deal with, lock together nicely, and you get less gaps. No wet mortar needed. And we've stocked a multitude of colors. You can use them as an accent item to add character to your dry river or creek beds, too. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Our organic mulch is comprised of all trees. Most mulch is made from ground-up pallets, and you don't know what might have been spilled on those pallets. Could be chemicals or who knows what. But not our mulch, we're recycling trees. Many species of hardwoods. Cedar, hemlock, light brown, dark brown, mocha, black, red, gold, and caramel. 7 colors to choose from means a mulch to match any exterior. Erickson's Landscape Supply. High-quality mulch and stone for a whole lot less. Commercial or residential. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection.
Find furniture for life from Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee.
Your trusted and relevant source for news, sports, traffic, and weather. We are Wisconsin's radio station. News Radio 620, WTMJ, Milwaukee.
At 7 o'clock, it's 47 degrees in Milwaukee. Tonight's going to be clear and chilly with some frost inland with a low of 33 degrees inland. A frost advisory goes into effect from 1 a.m. to 8 a.m. for most of southeast Wisconsin. Friday, we'll see some sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Sean Brinda. Arrested in connection to the Abundant Life Christian School shooting, 42-year-old Jeffrey Ruppnow faces 3 felony charges after investigators say his daughter, 15-year-old Natalie Ruppnow, had access to legally purchased guns in their home. The teenager used one of the guns at Abundant Life Christian School back in December. Interim Madison Police Chief John Patterson.
There was a gun safe in the home. Based on our investigation, it did not stop the teenager from having regular access to the firearms.
Jeffrey Ruppnow planned on gifting his daughter another firearm in the home. He makes his first appearance in court on Friday. And we knew, as always, that's the reaction from Louis Prevost, the older brother of Robert Francis Prevost, who is now known as Pope Leo XIV. Louis Prevost tells ABC affiliate WWSB in Port Charlotte, Florida, that his family used to joke that Robert would be Pope one day.
I was honestly half expecting it, half not. I still was in shock.
What could be behind the name Leo?
Cardinal Robert Prevost from Chicago has chosen the name Leo XIV. Leo XIII was the last pope to have the name in 1878. Auxiliary Bishop of Milwaukee, Jeffrey Haynes.
Leo XIII is very famous. That was when the popes began to speak up. The fact that he took Leo as a name really shows he has a great respect for Leo XIII.
Haynes also believes that Pope Leo will continue the legacy of the late Pope Francis.
There's a famous quote with Pope Leo that a bishop is not supposed to be a little prince sitting in his kingdom. They're supposed to be out amongst the people.
Elizabeth Linton, WTMJ News.
And 2 West Dallas Fire Department administrators are on paid leave for an internal investigation. An outside agency is investigating Deputy Fire Chief Michael Wright and Assistant Chief Jail Jay Schaffenberg. Schaffenberg was arrested with 9 policy violations 2 months ago for intimidating and insulting subordinates. The West Dallas Police and Fire Commission is looking to have him fired. City leaders have not shared details about Wright. Claiming emotional distress after being placed on leave, the City of Greenfield placed Police Chief Jay Johnson on administrative leave in April. Johnson claimed that they confiscated his work phone. It led to a near-fatal accident in his home.
My mother said she fell and tried to call me and text me many times for help. The call logs will document that. Since Mayor Ninsky confiscated my phone, knowing I had no other means of communication without any further plan to issue a new phone, my 84-year-old mother suffered for almost 2 hours on my basement floor.
Johnson says he is challenging the order. Sports, traffic, weather, and next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News time is 7:03.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Eric Name joins Marcus and Chris for an off-season Bucks conversation. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Pain, tingling, burning in your hand and wrist, wakes you up at night, makes life difficult. Working with your hands is nearly impossible. If that sounds like you may suffer with carpal tunnel syndrome. The problem is Medicare pays for the old open surgery done in a hospital or surgery center. And it's no walk in the park. Big incision, 6-week recovery. I mean, imagine your hands being bandaged up, unable to use it for 6 weeks. So if you want to, you can have that old open surgery the government says to get, or you have another option. An ultra minimally invasive procedure done in the office that can give you immediate relief in 15 minutes and you are back to your life in just 1 day. The Ovation Technique, only at Ovation Hand Institute. You've suffered long enough. You don't have to put the fix off anymore. Visit ovationhand.com and see the difference with your own eyes. ovationhand.com.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all Sports Desk. Brewers Senior Vice President and General Manager Matt Arnold is downplaying an ESPN report that indicates the Crew could be opportunistic trade sellers this year.
You always have to stay open-minded on everything, frankly, but to be honest with you, it's not something that's crossed our mind at all. I mean, we're looking at winning tonight, just like Murph talks about every single day. And
Arnold is a guest every Thursday on WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News. And no game today. The Brewers start a weekend series against the Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow night. And the Milwaukee Admirals stay alive in the AHL playoffs with a 6-2 win over the Rockford Ice Hogs. Game 4 in the best-of-5 series is Friday night in Rockford. Take a look at your WTMJ time saver traffic. We got one incident on the road at I-41, 94 south at Wisconsin Route 142. Left shoulder is closed due to an incident. Other than that, roads are looking pretty clear across southeast Wisconsin. All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Now it will be clear and cold with some frost likely and a low of 32 degrees. Friday, we'll get some sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees. Saturday, we'll get a slight chance for morning showers. So it'll become mostly sunny with a high of 70 degrees. Sunday will be sunny and mild with a high of 75 degrees. And Monday will be sunny and mild with a high of 78 degrees. Right now in Masson, it's 61. In Green Bay, it's 54. In Waukesha, it's 53. And right here in Milwaukee, it's 47 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:07.
Your need-to-know cultural snapshot of Wisconsin and beyond. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, a deep dive into all things intriguing, riveting, and entertaining. Now, here's your host, Sandy Maxx.
Of What's on Tap. Welcome to this second hour. Glad to be hanging out with you on this Friday Eve and Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text Line, 855-616-1620. Use it to share what you have planned for your Mother's Day weekend, or if you're scraping and looking for suggestions, there's a lot of theater going on. You can roll back on the podcast later tonight and hear all the performers that we wished break a leg to if you're looking for some inspiration. And as a music fan, I was very happy today that there were quite a few music announcements, including earlier I mentioned that Lorde, that performer from New Zealand, yes, that Lorde is back in Milwaukee since, performing at the Bradley Center in 2018. Lorde will be at the UW Milwaukee Panther Arena on October 10th. Tickets go on sale next Friday to see Lorde. So that was a pretty big music announcement. Summerfest rolled out even more bands. Some of them I knew, like 311, they're going to be there. But there are some new announcements that I'm going to get to in just like 1 minute. But also, Lake Park announced their schedule for Music Mondays and Wonderful Wednesdays. So I will share local music news with you. And again, the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text Line, 855-616-1620 is a great way to stay connected. So if you have an artistic announcement of your own, you can connect with me there, or continuing to in search of ways to honor and enjoy time with Yo Mama this weekend. So let's get to the Summerfest announcement. Gosh, I've got, maybe 3 dozen bands that were additionally added to the Summerfest lineup. Summerfest.com, you can browse on your own. It is kind of wild when you think about it. Today, May 8th, we are exactly 6 weeks away from the first Thursday of Summerfest. Sounds like it's a long way away, doesn't it? But this is enough time for you to connect with your family, your friends, and go, hey, if you're coming in town to see some of these bands, you better make your plans. Let's get on it, because there is such a wide variety of styles of music at Summerfest. And they just announced some rock and alternative, hip-hop, rap, indie pop, country, Americana, electronic music, punk, and ska, some more 80s bands that I like. So let's get into it really quick. I won't go too long, but I do want to update you on the goodness. And so rock and alternative-wise, I feel like maybe we knew this one already, but there they are. Third Eye Blind is one of the bands announced today. It has that kind of takes me back. This is my favorite song of theirs. The more and more I think about it, I love that guitar sound. But you also know Semi-Charmed Life, big band from San Francisco that really was a 90s soundtrack for a lot of people. Sounds really good. Like I mentioned before, 311 and Bad Flower, they were announced today, but I feel like they were announced a couple of weeks ago, because I know we talked about it here on What's on Tap. So if I announce a band and you're like, yeah, I knew that already, just bear with me. But truly, there are like 40 bands that they announced today. Like this one, Chicago Friends, Local H. This is another one where you channel that 90s vibe. Bound for the Floor. And another band in the rock genre is called Dorothy. They're an LA hard rock band. Dorothy Martin is the front woman, and they're described as bluesy and gritty. So I have added that to my little list. July 5th on the Briggs & Stratton Big Backyard stage is Dorothy. Also in that, I'd say rock, you've got the Romantics. And now in well, I'm trying to remember Wally. Wally is the lead singer of the Romantics. Well, now it says the Romantics featuring Mike Skill, who's the guitarist. So you're still going to hear that great music, just like all of these bands as they get on in years and touring and health. Sometimes you don't get all the members, but you'll still get official members. So Romantics featuring Mike Skill, the guitarist, has been added, and John Waite has been added. Remember this song? Boy, this is going to take me back.
And there's a heart that's breaking down this long distance line tonight. I ain't missing you at all.
Still sounds good. And he just played in Chicago not too long ago, and the friends that I know who saw him said he still sounds great and has it. He used to be in a band called the Babies, so I think John Waite will be great to see. I haven't seen him live yet, so I'm looking forward to it. July 4th on the Uline Warehouse stage, and he'll be on, and then John Oates will be on that Uline stage. Yes, John Oates of Hall & Oates, which I think is really interesting. Will he play his own music? Will he play some Hall & Oates music? The curiosity is going to get me to that stage. He's also, so it's going to be John Waite, then John Oates, then the headliner is Richard Marx on that July 4th on the Uline stage. So that should be a pretty cool stretch of music on that evening on July 4th at Summerfest. If you dig hip-hop, there are quite a few local hip-hop artists that have been added. Milwaukee rapper Certified Trapper. I can't wait to say this. Chicken P, the letter P. Chicken P, part of Milwaukee's rap scene, has been added. Also 414 Big Frank. And if you're into the indie scene, Kaylee Conway, a Milwaukee-based singer and songwriter, has been added to the Summerfest lineup. Also, Sophie Hunter, known for her soulful vocals. Rachel Bachner is an indie pop artist who got added. Also, Haley Johnson, a Portland-based musician who's also known for her emotive songwriting. And then I know there are a lot of country music fans added to the kind of country and Americana genre. A band called Lanco out of Nashville, and they are known for country storytelling with rock energy, and their debut album called Hallelujah Nights. Lanco will be on July 4th on the Aurora Pavilion. The Mavericks, I circled them. Country, rock, Latin influences, and they've been around since the 90s, but I've never seen them live either. So the Mavericks are going to be June 28th on the Miller Lite Oasis. And a rising star in country music named Tiara Kennedy got added, a fresh voice in country music, June 26th at the Aurora Pavilion. And then I also enjoy this kind of synthesizer electronic sound. This is Immortal Girlfriend, a Milwaukee duo. This is their song Secret. That's going to sound really cool. And then also kind of channeling that 80s music. I'm a big fan. English Beat are going to be at Summerfest. They're one of the ones I circled immediately as a sooner or later. But if you like that two-tone ska sound, there's a band called the Crombies that has been added to the Summerfest lineup. And also another fun one, just to say their name, People Are Ugly, and the letter like Toys R Us. People Are Ugly, a punk band known for their raw sound and unapologetic lyrics. So fire up for the newest bands added to the Summerfest lineup, and love to know who you've already circled, or if somebody I just mentioned were like, oh, hold on, you're telling me that band's coming? I want to see them. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ Talk and Text line, 855-616-1620. Call, text, share your music fandom with me, or if you've got a suggestion, if I mentioned somebody and I sounded like I was interested, go ahead, tip me in, or say, oh, you know what? You know who you really should see. Share your suggestions, 855-616-1620. The countdown is on, just 6 weeks away from the first Thursday of Summerfest, summerfest.com. And WTMJ's Libby Collins, who you hear here on Wisconsin's Weekend Morning News, and a great journalist, and you hear on WTMJ Conversations, she shares her wide-ranging picks. And one is the son of a very famous comedian who happens to be performing at Summerfest this year. Surprising Summerfest suggestions next on What's on Tap.
The deeper the hole, the more damage you're going to cause, especially if you're driving around with low tire pressure.
We're talking about potholes, and if you're not careful, they'll spring up out of nowhere and bite you right in the keister.
We've fixed broken ball joints, broken control arms, blown struts, damaged wheel alignments.
You name it, we fixed it. That wheel alignment is an adjustment of your suspension, which is a system that connects your car to its wheels.
And when your alignment's off, you get uneven, premature tire wear, and we have a fix for that too.
If a pothole has bitten you where it hurts, come to Richlands for a professional evaluation by one of our ASE certified technicians.
And at the very least, we'll make sure you have the right amount of air pressure in your tires.
And remember, be safe, buckle up, and hey, always make sure you've got good tread on your tires. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands, your
Due for service.
Since 1964, we've changed your tires and so much more. Richlands Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richlands.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
I gave it a shot, and I came in and had the procedure done. To me, it was amazing because I don't think I ever breathed that clear. I wish I would have done it 20 years ago.
Hey Milwaukee, it's Josh Albrecht here.
And I'm also Josh Albrecht. Join us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. on 620 WTMJ for Joshin' Around Milwaukee.
We're diving into the best of what makes this city great. Local events, hidden gems, and of course, everything Milwaukee.
It's your inside look at what's happening around town, places to visit, people to meet, and stories you won't want to miss.
Catch us every Saturday at 1:30 p.m. right here on 620 WTMJ and find extended episodes and content on visitmilwaukee.org. Let's get Joshin' Around.
Two Joshes are better than one. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
An English beat song from one of the best scenes in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And there are a lot of good scenes. This is called Rotating Swivel Heads, and it's the music that plays when Ferris Bueller's running through all the backyards trying to beat his sister driving home so he doesn't get busted from playing hooky all day. I don't know if English Beat probably won't play this at Summerfest, but they will be at Summerfest, one of my dream bands to see at Summerfest. I've got a short list of must-see bands, including a band called Tripping Daisy from the 90s. But they just released even more bands on the Summerfest lineup today. So go to summerfest.com if you're like, kind of lukewarm on the lineup. There might be some bands that trip your trigger, and just announced several of them. If you want to go back on the podcast, or like I said, browse. And I welcome your suggestions. The Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and text line 855-616-1620. And it has been fun to talk to my Good Karma Brands teammates because, music does bring people together and find out, what their tastes are. And I got a chance to chat with Libby Collins because she just is so much fun to talk to on the Sunday What's on Tap. We talk entertainment and trends and that kind of thing. So it's been fun to get to know her a little bit better. So I was like, I want to know who you want to see. I know you want to go to Summerfest and see some music. And she shared with me some of her selections. Who does WTMJ's Libby Collins want to see at Summerfest?
Wilson. I think she is just incredible. She's so versatile. Of course, you remember her on Yellowstone. Whenever she takes the stage at one of these award shows, she owns it, and I love her, and I think she's going to be amazing. Another one, I'm all over the place here, by the way. Another interesting entertainer is Hozier. I really think he's kind of cool. He's Irish. He's got a lot of messages in his music, and I enjoy what I'm hearing.
I think I'll take my whiskey and leave. My coffee bag in my bed at 3. You're too sweet for me. You're too sweet for me.
But the band I'm looking forward to the most, Sandy, is Gary Lewis and the Playboys. I don't know if you remember the song, This Diamond Ring.
This diamond ring can be something beautiful.
Everybody Loves a Clown. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking.
Everybody loves a clown, so why can't you? A clown has feelings too.
Yeah, he had a number of number one hits. I have seen him perform. He's really a great performer. The music sounds just like it did if you were listening back in the 60s on the jukebox. And also, I saw him up close. He looks exactly like his father, Jerry Lewis.
Were you going to be in the front row?
I hope so. Did you get me tickets?
That's the great thing.
I think he's appearing on the Briggs and Stratton stage July 4th, sometime in the afternoon. But of all the bands appearing at Summerfest this year, he's the one I'm most excited to see.
Awesome. See, I love it when music brings people together. And I used to work at an oldies radio station right when I graduated college, so I know a lot of those songs. Plus, my parents had a great vinyl collection of albums and 45. So as soon as she said Gary Lewis and the Playboys, I think she thought she was going to stump me. I was like, oh no, I know a lot of those songs and can sing along with them. So for fun, if you want to see the same bands that Libby wants to see, or even just one of them, Gary Lewis and the Playboys, who she was just talking about, July 4th on the U.S. Cellular Connection stage. And I went. I was like, oh, I wonder if it's going to be a whole lineup of, retro oldies acts like that. It isn't. They seem kind of just in the middle of it. The other bands playing on the U.S. Cellular Connection stage on July 4th are Paul Spencer Band, Esquires 2, Alex Warren, Darren Keeley or Kiley, Georgie Najjar, who was one, and I may be saying Najjar wrong, but she was one of the performers who's just added today, and Max McNone. So those are not oldies artists. So Gary Lewis and the Playboys are an interesting company on July 4th at U.S. Cellular Connection stage. The other two bands that Libby wants to see are headliners. So Lainey Wilson is the headliner on June 26th at the American Family Insurance Amphitheater. Lucas Nelson and Shane Smith and the Saints are opening for Lainey Wilson. So that's going to be a pretty darn stellar country show on June 26th as the headliner. And then Hozier, also a headliner, June 20th. On the AmFam Amphitheater stage, and Gigi Perez is going to be the opener for Hozier. And I think we've got a WTMJ fan who's inspired, a music fan who wants to share their Summerfest picks. Who wants to join me here on the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620?
This is Sue.
Hi, Sue. Where are you calling from?
And Milwaukee. Gary Lewis was my heartthrob when I was growing up. Oh my God, between him and his dad, I didn't know who to watch first, and it was just so cool. And then he flew off in the dust, and I never knew what happened to him.
Now you can see him at Summerfest on Independence Day.
Oh my God, he's so cute. This is a 72-year-old lady.
But you don't ever lose your taste in music. Just as we get older, you still love good music and fun music. That doesn't go away. So there's no shame in that game. Oh. And honestly, I go to see Peter Noon every single year at the Wisconsin State Fair. So, you're
my God. He's at the... that's another one. He comes to the State Fair every year?
Yeah, he'll play back-to-back nights.
Get out of here.
Oh, I'm here to help you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I think they just announced it, and he's on that free Bank 5-9 amphitheater stage. Honestly, I'm glad to clue you into this. He has performed these back-to-back dates at the Wisconsin State Fair for years. And this will be like his umpteenth year. And when you talk about oldies radio, I used to work with him way back in the day, so...
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
I didn't go to concerts. I went to a Beatles concert once, and that was just a mistake. You couldn't hear them. You couldn't. It wasn't the movie. It was the movie Hard Day's Night. And you couldn't even hear anything. And I was so mad at girls because they just kept frickin' screaming. And I was younger then. No, and they just listened to the pro movie. They were just obnoxious. I don't know who they were,
but it's easy to get overwhelmed with excitement for your favorite bands. So, but Sue, I'm so glad that you called. Thank you so much for listening to What's on Tap and for sharing your excitement. Don't be a stranger. And Sandy at WTMJ.com is my email, SANDY at WTMJ.com. For heaven's sake, pop me a note if you're going to see Gary Lewis, because I would enjoy seeing Gary Lewis with a group of people, and I think Libby would too.
Oh, that'd be cool. All right. I'll see what I can do.
Thanks, Sue. Thanks for
you.
listening. And we've got another music fan on the line who's calling in. What's your name?
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Dave.
Dave, where are you calling from?
New Berlin.
And Dave, I've got just a couple of minutes here, or just because I have to get to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. But who do you want to see?
I will get with it. I want to see Gary Lewis with you guys. My favorite album is that '65 album, Gary Lewis and the Playboys. He beat out the Beatles and the Stones. That was the top album of the year. It was just fantastic. And the best song is Count Me In.
That is. Everybody Loves a Clown is catchy, but yeah, Count Me In.
Count Me In. That's a great song. And I hope people hear this that are swing dancers. I hope they go down there.
Ooh.
Because that's great music to swing dance to.
What's a great tip? Well, July 4th, 4:15 on the U.S. Cellular Connection stage, Gary Lewis and the Playboys. Dave, hopefully we'll see you there. Me, Libby, and Sue.
Okay.
Thanks so much for calling. Have a great rest of your night. And Libby Collins tapped the nerve there for Summerfest. Summerfest.com to browse the whole listings. Stay with us here on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
You've probably been hearing a lot of buzz about tariffs.
I haven't.
Really?
What's a tariff?
It's a tax on imported goods.
It makes these imported goods more expensive.
Oh, that explains why I've never heard of tariffs.
Why?
Because 92.3% of the furniture at Penny Mustard is made in the USA.
True.
In fact, most of it is built by local craftsmen and women right here in the Midwest.
And locally sourced furniture will never have a tariff on it.
So when you invest in new furniture at Penny Mustard, you won't be paying extra taxes and shipping costs.
Besides, tariffs or no tariffs, our American-made Penny Mustard Strong furniture will last generations longer than IFE-made furniture shipped in from overseas.
You get so much more for your money when you buy American.
Tell me more about these tariffs.
Can we talk about this later? I'm so tired of hearing about them.
Oh, so I guess you can say that all this talk about tariffs is taxing.
I see what you did there.
PennyMustard.com.
Penny Mustard Furnishing.
You'll find that the licensed and certified electricians from Quality are top-notch. We've been around for over 60 years, so expect nothing but the best. And here's the kicker. With over 60 vehicles out there on the roads, you're not going to have to wait very long at all for the electrical service you need now. This is Anthony Zanevsky. For all your residential electrical needs, call Quality.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. Over 60 years in business, with over 60 vehicles out in the field so we can respond ultra quickly to your emergency AC needs. When you call Quality for emergency AC service, you can count on a swift response to get the job done right away. So if the heat's got you to the point where it's just too hot to handle, call Quality and we'll get you the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
Since 1955, the cars are fast at Road America, but two wheels can be just as much fun as four. Get on your bike and ride to Road America for the fastest event on two wheels, the Moto America Superbike Weekend and Vintage Moto Fest, May 30th to June 1st. Superbikes on Track and Wisconsin's premier ride-in vintage cycle show on Saturday. It's everyone's favorite weekend full of two-wheel excitement, May 30th to June 1st. Celebrating 70 years as America's National Park of Speed. Details and tickets at roadamerica.com.
Tune in to Wisconsin's Midday News with Greg Matzik and Jessica Ty.
Will Giannis say, it's time for me to go? Because how do you make this an attractive situation for Giannis next season?
Bringing you the latest in news, sports, traffic, and weather.
A California man is now banned from possessing firearms due to his connection to the shooting at Abundant Life Christian School in Madison.
Every weekday from noon until 3 p.m.
4 months on the job and the new CEO of Kohl's is out.
Only on WTMJ. What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx is back on WTMJ.
Thanks so much for listening. What's on Tap is sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. And the musical lineup for Lake Park Music Mondays and Wonderful Wednesdays came out today, and I will be sharing that with you after we go to the WTMJ Breaking News Center. Here is Sean Brinda.
Thanks, Sandy. A new lawsuit challenges Wisconsin's congressional district map as illegal partisan gerrymandering under the Wisconsin Constitution. The suit was filed by the Elias Law Group, arguing that the congressional map violates a separation of powers principles that require judicial independence and partisan neutrality. The lawsuit calls upon the Wisconsin Supreme Court to approve adoption of a new congressional map consistent with Wisconsin redistricting principles. They'd hope for the new map's resolution in time for the 2026 midterm elections. And welcoming new feathered friends, 3 peregrine falcon chicks hatched at the We Energies power plant in Oak Creek early Thursday morning to parents Essity and Joel. The couple welcomed 2 chicks last week. Over 450 peregrine falcons have hatched at We Energies and WPS facilities since the program started in the 1990s. Taking a look at your roads with your WTMJ time saver traffic. We have no major incidents on the roads at this time, so it should be a smooth drive tonight for all of southeast Wisconsin. All right, time for your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Tonight's going to be clear and cold. Frost is likely with a low of 32 degrees. Friday, we'll get some sunny skies with a high of 68 degrees inland. Saturday, we'll get a slight chance for morning showers. Will become mostly sunny with a high of 70 degrees. Sunday will be sunny and mild with a high of 75 degrees inland. Monday will be sunny and mild with a high of 78 degrees as well. Tuesday will be partly cloudy with some mild chance for showers and a high of 74 degrees. Right now in Madison, it is currently 59 degrees. In Green Bay, it's 52. In Waukesha, it's 53. And right here in Milwaukee, it's 46 degrees. I'm Sean Brinda, Outdoor Living Unlimited. WTMJ News Time is 7:32.
There's an amazing supper club in Wisconsin Dells, Ish Nala, nestled among the pines and perched above the sandstone bluffs of Mirror Lake. The beauty, the history, the service, the food, the fun. Hi, this is Bob Prosser, owner of Ishnala Supper Club in Wisconsin Dells. I've been a part of Ishnala since 1973, and I am so proud to continue the tradition that began in 1953. Why not enjoy a brandy old-fashioned in one of our bars, each with a spectacular view overlooking Mirror Lake, or just relax before or after dinner on one of our outdoor decks. Our Ishnala chefs have prepared your favorites: 24-ounce ribeye, cold water lobster tails, North Atlantic salmon, and of course, Ishnala's roast duck. Thank you for making Ishnala Wisconsin's favorite supper club, where the only thing we overlook is Mirror Lake. I'm Bob Prosser, and I want to serve you.
Public service, courage, bravery, sacrifice. These are terms used to describe those who work in public safety who go above and beyond each and every day of their lives. If you have a police officer, dispatcher, fire professional, or an emergency nurse who impacted your life, in May we'll honor the best examples of paying it forward, sharing the tremendous stories of these local heroes. Nominate your local hero at WTMJ.com. Click on the Salute to Service banner at the top, or by texting SALUTE to the Siding Unlimited talk and text line.
It's Steve Scaffidi's Salute to Service, presented by Waterstone Bank.
Hi, I'm Rose Gray with Fox World Travel, and I'm excited to share that our exclusive guided Alaska land and sea journeys are now available for 2026. We partner with Holland America Line to curate the best and most sought-after experiences to Alaska. We send hundreds of travelers from Wisconsin to Alaska every year, along with experienced Fox tour managers for peace of mind. Don't just picture Alaska, live it. We have limited spots, and these tours are booking fast. Visit Fox World Travel online or call 866 Go Fox Go.
Hey, WTMJ's John Burke here for Colders. Listen to this testimonial from a real customer. Quote, did you know that Colders offers a lifetime delivery membership? 2 weeks ago, I purchased a gold tier membership, which means I get free delivery for life on furniture, appliances, and mattresses at Colders. They went on. I walked into the Colders showroom looking for new furniture. I left with high quality furniture, a brand new mattress, and a lifetime membership that covers free delivery for life. Furniture, appliances, mattresses, whatever I need going forward, I won't pay another delivery fee ever. I know. I also have the lifetime membership. It gives me access to exclusive sales like the annual Lifetime Delivery Day sale, which is coming up very soon at my place, Colders. It's one of the ways that Colders takes care of its customers. If you're furnishing your home or upgrading your appliances, go to Colders. Better service, better quality, real value. I just bought bedroom furniture there. It is the best. Guaranteed best prices. Selection is great. Team is awesome. It's Colders.
Step up to quality furniture. Get more for your money at Colders.
Welcome back to What's on Tap on WTMJ.
Music fans, this is a What's What's on tap for you, I feel like, tonight with all the music announcements from Summerfest and also Lake Park that I'm about to share with you. What's on tap is sponsored by Visit Milwaukee, handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org. Now, as far as, weekly concerts, I used to live in Bayview, so I knew about Humboldt Park and their Tuesday concerts, but I just didn't realize how many different communities are great at having these weekly music performances in particular. So Lake Park has been having their musical Mondays for 27 seasons now, and they just announced their schedule today. And not only do they have free Monday concerts, which will start on July 7th, they also have Wonderful Wednesdays. That is geared towards kids and their families. But I'm looking at the list, and they all seem like musicians I would very much enjoy. Those will start on Wednesdays, July 9th, and Lake Park is exactly where you think it is. Like Lake Park Bistro up above, looking at the beautiful lakefront. So right there on Lake Drive, and these are all free and open to the public. And I also like about these musical Mondays and Wonderful Wednesdays, when those thunderstorms roll through and literally rain on our parade, there is an inclement weather option that the concerts can move indoors to the Marcia Coles Community Room, and there are restrooms, so that is always nice as well. But most of these will take place outside on the Lake Park Summer Stage near the playground and the tennis courts. So Musical Mondays will kick off on July 7th, and they have a nice range of local and national acts, and kicking off with this band, Sin Kane. Wow. Sin Kane is a fella known as Ahmed Galab, but his high-energy six-piece band dancing to the world music from funk, free jazz to pop, originally from Sudan. So I'm interested to... This would be fun on a summer Monday night kicking off the week. So that is July 7th, a musical Monday at Lake Park, and the rest of the lineup, Bonerama on July 14th, New Orleans band with 3 trombones, and I can just see this. Not only do they play that like traditional Preservation Hall jazz, that kind of horn sound, they also play soul and gospel music, and they also play Led Zeppelin and the Beatles. How fun is that? Then the following Monday, Mississippi Heat, the Chicago Blues Band on July 21st, a rising Americana artist named Chloe Kimes. She's in Nashville now, but from northern Michigan. She'll be performing July 28th. The Kentucky Gentlemen, twins Derek and Brandon Campbell, smooth harmonies, and they fuse country, R&B, and pop. They've even played at the Black Opry. Kentucky Gentlemen will be performing Monday, August 4th, and more lively music that's just going to sound great floating in the air at Lake Park. Dwayne Dopsy and the Zydeco Hellraisers are on August 11th. Then Laura Rain and the Caesars, R&B and funk originals, they'll be performing August 18th. And capping off the musical Mondays, true Milwaukee legends, the R&B Cadets. And these musicians are legendary, the longest-running supergroup, Paul Seabar, Robin Pleuer, and John Seeger. And they play danceable originals. They'll dig up some obscure covers. They really are a band to see. Sometimes you'll see them playing at Shank Hall. I think outdoors on a hot August night would be perfect. So R&B Cadets wrap up the Musical Mondays on Monday, August 25th. And then the Wonderful Wednesdays, again, geared towards kids. Concerts from like about an hour, 6:30 to 7:30 on a Wednesday evening. All of these performers, I would go dance and hang out to. July 9th kicks off with this nice acoustical sound. They're called Fox and Branch. A lot of sing-along songs, but that's just I can chill out on a Wednesday to Fox and Branch at Lake Park. And then Main Street Song and Dance Troupe is a nonprofit show choir comprised of teens, 12 to 18, that will perform The Love Spectrum. And it's a musical exploration of all kinds of love. True love, the bummer of unrequited love. We've all been through that. And just friendship. So that is Main Street Song and Dance Troupe on Wednesday, July 16th. And this is one of the best band names I've ever heard. Yid Vicious. It's lively Yiddish folk dance music, all generations from old world to our world. Yid Vicious on Wednesday, July 23rd. Then Little Miss Anne, who's an award-winning Chicago musician with fun and interactive educational songs, on July 30th. And another good band name, Duke Otherwise from Madison, a wordsmith, a performer, guitarist, and a captivating tap dancer. This is what I need to say. And a distinctive baritone voice. Duke Otherwise on Wednesday, August 6th at Lake Park as part of their Wonderful Wednesdays. And this music series, absolutely free, will wrap up on August 13th with another performer from Chicago, Susan Salador. She's a music composer, performer, and author, and has the heart of a teacher, it says, who writes music for children and those who love them. So it sounds like a great lineup. Music in the Park, summer stage for Musical Mondays and Wonderful Wednesdays. LakeParkFriends.org is the website if you want to circle those dates and put them on your calendar. And you know I'm going on this European brewery tour in September. 10 days in Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. September 12th through the 22nd. How does that line up with your schedule? Would it be a cool thing to take your mom on? I'm going to tell you more about this exciting European brewery tour trip with a lovely lady who's going to be going on the trip. Meet Doris next on What's on Tap on WTMJ.
So if you're already in a relationship with an auto service center, that's great. We hope things keep firing on all cylinders.
But if you're not in a relationship, why not book your next date with us at Richlands the next time you're due for service?
All of our locations are AAA approved and staffed by ASC certified technicians with PhDs in
We can fix anything! Put that on top of the friendliest, hardest working staff you'll ever meet inside a tire and service center.
and you've got yourself a rock-solid date.
The next time you're due for factory scheduled maintenance,
Or tires, brakes, and suspension service.
book your date at richlawns.com.
Or just Google us. But remember, Richlands is spelled with 2 N's.
And oh yeah, be safe, buckle up, and hey.
Always make sure you have good tread on your tires. I'm Courtney Matchke with Richlands, and you're due for a date.
Clever.
Richland's Tire and Service, such a refreshing change. Richland's.
Do you know the secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day? At Milwaukee Weight Loss, we know the secret. Our doctor-developed, easy-to-follow weight loss program helps you lose weight fast, naturally and safely, and with no drugs or injections with risk of serious side effects, no prepackaged meals, bars, shakes, and no exercising required. Our program helps reset your metabolism so you can keep the weight off for good with a coach for ongoing support. Our program costs up to half as much and works up to twice as fast as most other programs. Go to MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com to schedule your free consultation.
Hey, it's Steve Scafidi. I've been on this weight loss journey for about 10 weeks now, currently in the maintenance phase. Hit my goal, 35 pounds. Reached my weight loss goal easy, fast, safely. And I'm going to continue working with a wonderful team at Milwaukee Weight Loss.
Many patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in about a month or two. That's up to a pound per day. Schedule your free consultation by calling 262-449-1180 or online at MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Results may vary.
Amish outdoor furniture with poly and wood available. And that poly is the richest of outdoor furniture. It's just about indestructible and will virtually last forever. At Erickson's, we have poly furniture in abundance, so you're guaranteed to see a great selection. The beauty of it is you can put it outside all year round and not worry about it, because the color runs all the way through, so it doesn't fade, and minor nicks and scratches won't hurt the look. Erickson's Landscape Supply. For an abundant selection of poly and wood Amish outdoor furniture, visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. You'll be hard-pressed to find a better selection of metal yard art than we have here at Erickson's. Anything from natural and painted metal signs to painted roosters from 1 to 6 feet tall. Natural steel flying ducks and cattails. Cute little frogs, geckos, pigs, flamingos, and goats. And palm trees. The list is endless. And that's why you come here. Erickson's Landscape Supply, right on Spring Street in Union Grove, where you'll find a fantastic array of artisanal metal yard art. Visit ericksonslandscapesupply.com to see our entire selection. Or better yet, drive on over and take a gander at the goods.
You're listening to What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx on WTMJ.
That's going to sound great there. I'm Sandy Maxx, hosting a European beer tour with Steve Bertrand. Travel to Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. Email me, sandy@WTMJ.com, SANDY at WTMJ.com. I will send you the brochure if you're just even thinking about it. Let me send it to you so you can browse it and think about it. I truly think, life is short and you can make some great memories finally doing something that you've been meaning to do and you want to be the favorite kid. Take mom on a European brewery tour. Check 3 countries off the passport. Something to think about. And I'll tell you, my very first trip with Steve Bertrand Travel was in 2013, and it was to England, called The Beatles and Beyond. And it focused on London and Liverpool, and it was a great group of people. And travel gal pals Doris and Linda joined me on that trip. And I am so pleased to welcome world traveler Doris to What's on Tap. Why did you immediately book this trip for the European brewery tour when I announced it?
Well, there's 2 reasons. There's more than 2 reasons. Firstly, this trip is a duplicate of what Linda Reynolds, my travel partner, I'm sure you remember her, we were going to take in 2020 in May, and it got canceled. So when this came up, Linda called me immediately. As soon as she received the email from you, she called me immediately and said, hey, this is a duplicate. So should we go? I said, let's do it. And I think we were the first 2 to sign up.
And I loved it because we had so much fun on the Beatles trip that we took to England. Both you and Linda, great gals, super fun. And both of you made that Beatles trip even better just because of your joie de vivre and embracing all the experiences and being really fun to hang out with.
Well, thank you. We had a great time. I thought we had wonderful travel mates on the trip. We met a lot of people, a few people from Chicagoland area and a lot of people from Wisconsin, and it was just a great group. But I thought that you were really, really a great hostess. You kept us informed. You told us what was going to happen the next day. And if we had any concerns, you helped take care of that. And I think that's important on these tours, even though there are 9 or 10 days. I think it's really important to have a group leader and one that you can depend on. And really, that's the reason why second reason why I'm going with you, because we did have such a great time on the Liverpool-London tour.
Well, thank you. Good. And I'm pleased to be the hostess with the mostest. But, we had such a great tour guide in Sarah Reynolds on that England trip. So I feel like Steve Bertrand Travel won't let us have a bad time. They're going to set us up with the right people,
Exactly. And that's probably another reason I've traveled with him with Journeys Connect probably half a dozen times before the Liverpool trip. And so that's, I really wanted to take this one because I knew it would be dependable and I knew that he would get things set up. And Sarah, she was a great guide. She was wonderful.
Yeah, I'm still in touch with Sarah. So that's the kind of relationships that you build with these trips, which is great because you're right. We had a great group of about 25 people on the Beatles trip from Chicagoland and lots from Wisconsin. And I expect it will be the same for our European brewery tour. We really all got along and had great time at the group dinners. And then when we all split off and had our different adventures and would bump into each other at breakfast, sharing stories, it really was a fun time.
Oh, yeah, it was a great time. It was wonderful.
And I'm glad you've had such a good experience multiple times with Journeys Connect and Steve Bertrand Travel. It wasn't because my first time was on the Beatles trip, and I felt like we were taken care of wonderfully from airfare to the 4-star hotel rooms. I didn't have a question about the service and the hospitality, but to know that you've experienced that at least half a dozen times now.
Yes, exactly. Yes, I agree with you.
So, Doris, what about this European brewery trip appealed so much to you and your travel mate, Linda? What are some of the things you're most looking forward to on this trip?
Well, of course, I'm a musician and vocalist, and I really want to see Mozart's home. So Salzburg was real appealing to me. And, of course, all the beauty of Germany and Austria. My relatives, or my family has roots in the Dolomite Mountains not far from Austria, and so I have a huge interest in that. And, of course, I've always heard great things about Prague. And then lastly, I want to see the Disney Castle.
Neuschwanstein Castle, yes.
Neuschwanstein, yes. And, of course, beer. I don't have to mention beer because, we know that we're going to, that's part of the whole tour. Yeah.
A few steins will be sipped, I'm sure.
I'm sure. I think autumn is a nice time of year to travel to these places, too, because the weather won't be cold, it won't be hot, and it'll be very comfortable. I'm sure we'll have plenty of sunshiny days, too. And, of course, the scenery will be gorgeous.
And we get to visit 3 countries in one trip, Germany, Austria, and the Czech Republic. It's like maximizing your passport.
Exactly. All the great things that we're going to see in Vienna and Austria. I'm looking at the trip right now. I'm looking at the 2-page description. Oh, here's another thing. All of our airfare, our hotel, all the tickets to all the venues we're going to see are all set up ahead of time. So all we have to do is go and have a good time.
We'll just get ushered right on into the Monastery Brewery and New Schwanstein Castle. We don't have to stand in line with everybody else because we will be a special group of WTMJ fans.
Yes.
Well, thank you so very much for choosing to travel with me. We have some spaces left, but it's getting to be decision-making time, so that way we can all travel together in September for 10 days, September 12th through the 22nd, with Steve Bertrand Travel to Germany, Austria, and Czech Republic. Thank you so much, Doris, for joining me on the Beatles and Beyond trip to England with Steve Bertrand Travel a couple of years ago. And thanks for joining me, you and Linda, again on this European brewery tour. I'm really looking forward to spending time together, enjoying and experiencing the culture there.
Thank you so much, and you're welcome, and I look forward to traveling with you again.
Aw, Doris, good people, and truly, that is part of the fun of travel, making new friends that you don't expect to truly make those connections. We had such great experiences on that England trip, and I know we're going to have great experiences on this European brewery tour. Email me, sandy@WTMJ.com. That's SANDY@WTMJ.com. Pop me a note. I'll pop you a note right back. Or you can even text the word trip. Text TRIP to the Siding Unlimited WTMJ Talk and Text line 855-616-1620. Text the word TRIP and we'll pop you the link right back so you can browse and book. Don't wait. There are still spaces available. Boy, would we have fun, wouldn't we? And I still think you'd be the favorite child if you said to your mom, hey, let's go on this trip together in September with Sandy. We'll have a whole lot of fun. WTMJ.com. You can browse the brochure as well. Stay with us here on What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class. Discover more at visitmilwaukee.org.
When you need commercial or residential plumbing service, you need it now. Call Quality. We have over a 60-year track record of taking care of people. And with over 60 vehicles ready to respond to your needs, we'll be there in a hurry, so you won't have to worry. This is Anthony Zaneski. For commercial or residential plumbing service, call Quality and get the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric. At Quality, we offer the most respected brand names in heating and air conditioning. Armstrong and Carrier. It doesn't get any better. And our technicians are top-notch. I know, because I handpicked every one of them. They're vetted and thoroughly trained. Hey, they're the cream of the crop. And that's why our quality workmanship guarantee is the strongest in the business.
Call Quality for the signature service you deserve.
Call Quality. Heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric.
You gotta get to Built Right today. Vince Vitrano here talking about Built Right's biggest Memorial Day mattress sale ever. It's on now. Their one location saves you time and money, and they make it easy to shop, easy to buy. Built Right beats any big box, national or local chain store, department store, online retailer, warehouse club, or employee-free store because they have the guaranteed lowest prices. Built Right also has the best value, selection, and experience team in Wisconsin. Over 60 models all on display to try out. 500 mattresses in stock. Choose from the best mattress brands made in the USA. Heirloom, Gold Bond, Therapeutic, Restonic, and Schiffman. Built Right specializes in hard-to-find, flippable, two-sided, and heavy-duty mattresses. Free delivery and removal on mattress-only purchases of $7.99 or more. Built Right saves you money. Voted best place to shop. Open Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Sunday. Closed to be with family. Tell them Vinny sent you to Built Right, 54th and Layton Avenue in Greenfield.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts. This is What's on Tap with Sandy Maxx.
Mother, there is no other like mother, so treat her right. Mother, I'll always love her.
That is a song.
Mother, so treat her right. treat her right.
Don't be a fool. That is Mr. T and his Treat Your Mother Right song as we get towards Mother's Day weekend here. Thought it'd make you laugh a little bit. I'm Sandy Maxx. Thank you so much for hanging out with me on What's on Tap. And if you missed out on any of our music announcements or fun that we had tonight, you can always catch up on the What's on Tap podcast. You can find it on WTMJ.com. And of course, wherever you get your podcast. But do something nice. Honor your mom. If you can't spend time with her, maybe do something that gives you a fond memory of her. But if you are looking for things to do, there's lots of theater, there's comedy, there's even the Brew City Birding Festival happening at the Urban Ecology location. So stir up something fun for you and your mom. I am Sandy Maxx. Thanks so much for listening. Catch up on the podcast. Tell a friend about What's on Tap, sponsored by Visit Milwaukee.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio